Yes, we're just a small little group to get together tonight again. And that's all right. There may be more joining us later. Whew, what a month. We were on holiday in South Africa for the whole of May. And ever since we came back in the beginning of June, things have been rolling smoothly, but it's been a little busy, and it's really lovely sitting down today and catching my breath. Now, I have been playing in my sketchbook journal, this one, the one we created in May, and I've done a few things in it. And because I've had many requests about what to do in a journal once you've made it, I've decided to create the 30 days of self-mastery transformation. Could say it's a workbook, but I'd rather like to call it something like a companion, because you can use it alongside your sketchbook journaling to find ways and maybe use the prompts as reasons for transformation, and also to get yourself in the habit of sitting down and creating as often and as regularly as you would like. And I've said this many times, 20 minutes a day is all it takes to break free from any negativity, any outdated thoughts, and things that keep on lingering in our minds. And if you can't release those things or feel them on some level, they will always hang around like an energy of some sort, trying to influence your mind again. And sometimes when we've been faced with things that have multiple outcomes and we keep on lingering in those negative thoughts, our choices also tend to be a little bit negative. So maybe for the next 30 days, why not follow along on the prompts? It's 100% free to download this, and I'll leave a link below for you to get that. And like I've done in the past in the gratitude journal lessons, or the gratitude for life lessons, so I didn't know that the video was off, but I'll insert sections to sort of balance that out and just introduce you to the sketchbook journal while I talk, as soon as I get the replay edited. Okay, I finally figured out that I was on a different set of speakers, and that's probably why you couldn't hear me. So now that that is sorted out, let's talk about gratitude, because I can't hardly remember what I said 2 minutes ago. I'll just refer back to my notes and see what I wanted to talk about in today's catch-up call while you gather your sketchbook journals and your watercolor supplies. Make sure you've got a cup of coffee, and maybe if you want to have a candle lit or incense or whatever you want to make your area special and sacred for tonight's meeting. All right. So now, so often I am asked, why is gratitude so important? And some of those reasons come down to an atonement with yourself and with this essence that is within you. And while we're rejecting the good things in our lives, we can't see the good things. And the same goes for when we see the good things, we certainly can't see so many bad things. So why not just fill every single day with actions and acts of gratitude? And you'll see that every time you have one of these gratitude moments, more and more of those old thoughts release and go somewhere into the world of, I don't know, let's call it the abyss. And more of the things you give gratitude towards, like the things I mentioned in my sketchbook journal. Now, let me get that for you, and I'll read it as well so that you can, I'll tell you what, when I flip the camera, I'll read that for you, and you get to experience firsthand how I incorporate my gratitude practice into my sketchbook journal work. And then, just before we do that, I wanted to let you know that I do have a new companion booklet that you can download. It's called 30 Days Self-Mastery and Transformation Prompts, and it looks like this. Oops, I just dropped all kinds of things. Anyway, here it is. It is a really amazing booklet that I've put together and made available. My printer messed there in the corner, but it doesn't matter. We're still going to get the value of what's inside. And it's 17 pages that you can print at home. If you want to, you can keep the file digital and work from your PC or iPhone or tablet or iPad or whatever device you have. And the 30 days are divided up in the weeks, and then every week I go over certain areas of importance for transformation. So let me have a look and share that with you so long. So in week 1, we do self-discovery and envision a dream with 7 days there, one being create a gratitude list, which is where I started my journal. Then a special place vision. Day 3, a self-portrait. Day 4, strengths collage. Day 5, future self-projection. Day 6, create a geometric pattern. Day 7, reflection and a little bit of planning, which I've put in brackets as a Sunday activity. And week 2, we get to create a little bit of action. So for day 8, we have dream big. Day 9, add one small goal. Day 10, obstacles or solutions. Day 11, create action steps. And I go over these prompts in detail. Oh, come on, in detail. So you know what to do and how to do that inside your sketchbook journal. So let's continue here and just go on to week 3, where we do creative exploration and experimentation. And that is so important, because if we don't try out things, of course, we will never know. And even if it is a failure or if we messed up, we can always try again and take a different approach to whatever we apparently messed at or messed up. And in week 4, we look at integration and celebration. Oh, camera, come on. Integration and celebration. And I'll go over a whole week's worth of prompts on how to do that. It's really beautiful when you bring your gratitude journey back to the beginning and have almost a roadmap. a 30-day roadmap where you can go on to a greater expansion of your self-mastery and the journey you are on. And I just want to remind everybody that we are on a journey to improve ourselves and become better than we were yesterday. We are never in competition with anyone else. And there is no such thing as impossible, because through small little steps, anything is possible. And I'm always reminded of this thing that I heard, and I don't know, I can't remember the whole thing, but the important part I captured and sort of inherited for myself was, how do you move mountains? Well, you move a mountain one rock at a time. So if you have mountains to move, why not download that? Make time for yourself in your sketchbook journals and create space or room for your brain to think so that you can get to where you want to be. All right. I don't want to make you dizzy, but I am going to flip the camera over now so that we can get to the creative, fun part and actually start drawing and creating in our sketchbook journals. And that's why you are here as well, so we can have some fun in there and explore a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to keep you up any longer. Let's do this. Remove some of these items. Oh, I see how that happened. I kept on pressing the space bar on the keyboard that's hidden beneath the cloth. So that's how we lost our picture. Okay, so this is my sketchbook journal, and the one we created in May that I've been working on for a while now. And let me move some things around here so we can work in the journal as I talk you through it. I've got quite a bit going on my desk at the moment, but just to show you, I've got my regular little water container. I've got my watercolor supplies here, and I think I'll move along that diary for now because I'm not writing down any work or tasks that are due at any point soon, because it's nearly weekend. And like I've mentioned before, on a Friday, I like to dive into learning about the things that I'm interested in, learning new skills, taking workshops, and doing things to improve my own life. All right. The 8 values to create joy. 1 is gratitude. Number 2 is compassion. Number 3 is authenticity or personal truth. 4 is growth towards goals. 5 is connection. 6 is mindfulness. 7 is purpose, and specifically 3 levels of purpose: self, career, and others. And then resilience. And I find it to be one of those amazing things to be able to bounce back from setbacks. And not only bounce back from setbacks, but come out the other end even better than I was before. So who wouldn't like that? Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of my book, I have my gratitude list. Now, these are simple words of gratitude that I would like to include in my day-to-day activity. But here is a list of things I'm grateful for and that I attribute this attitude of gratitude to. And I always started by saying, I'm so happy to have healthy habits that keep me healthy, family members that give their support, friends who spend some time with me, a home to live in and make beautiful, nutritious food to enjoy, clean water, educational inspirations, freedom to pursue passions, nature to nurture my adventurous side. And this list could go on and on and on. And every time I do have a little open space in any one of my journals, one of the first things I do is write a little bit of a gratitude thing for that day. And that just builds on all the other layers that I add in my journals. This reminds me of the waning moon and a butterfly I saw along the road while walking with my walk friend, and flowers I saw along the road, the foggy mountains in the back, as they were much further away than what I depicted them here. But that is part of being so free to create whatever your heart desires. And because of that, every single page could be a surprise. This, for instance, it was a page that was kind of messy that I wanted to fix. And then I had a thought about going to Tasmania, and then I started Googling. And before you know it, I was busy creating this waterfall scene just below the forest of a little bridge going across. And then I started looking for places that look like that. And as you know, I usually call this pinacoma. And that is when you get stuck on Pinterest and fall into a coma while searching for all kinds of pretty things. All right. And then nature, of course, again, bringing that into my journal. And this was an old project that I sort of picked up on again. I did paint a tree in my other journal, but I really wanted to focus on that sparkly light effect in the background. And this one in particular, there isn't a hole in the tree. My imagination said that I wanted a hole that reveals another fantasy realm inside a tree. So that's how far I got with that one. And the little bunnies, these are stickers, and these are ones I copied from other work I've done, which I often do on tracing paper and add into journals or reuse as I see fit. This we did in the beginning of May. And then you'll see every now and then I have different pages pop up. This one I was busy with this whole week, believe it or not. So first I just had a plain background color, and then I added those circles. And then I stuck down Sophia Loren because she reminded me of the inspirational women who have been part of my life. And some of my old drawings that I just cut up and brought back in. And then yesterday in the car, I literally had just a few minutes to fill in the background of that page. Now, I'm not feeling like I want to do anything on this just yet, besides maybe continuing the little scene here. But I don't think I'll be creating much more, simply because, you sometimes have a feeling for something, and or a memory or an idea. And right now, my memory around what I wanted to create here eludes me, but I will get back to it at some point. And drawing some basic shapes just to get sort of loose and warmed up before I go on and create on another page. Now, that's the beauty of your sketchbook journal, is you get to move between pages, and you could never be stuck really, because those ideas can flow to you in multiple ways. But I do want to bring your attention back to the 30-day self-mastery and transformation PDF or document I've got here. And like I said, you can download it. You can read the little introduction. You can head on over to the Sketchbook Journal group. And then on day one, we created that gratitude list, just like I did in my journal. And for day two, a special place in a vision. So that's what this whole Tasmania waterfall image was all about, this one here. And then day three, a self-portrait. Now, I did that self-portrait in the Briagolon class and the Strengths Collage. And that's where Sophia Loren comes in. Sophia Loren comes in because I think a collage with her represents the strength I want to tap into. But let's move on to the next one and do that together. So, future self-projection. Now, what it says here is the activity is to draw a picture of your future self living in your ideal life. Include details about your surroundings, activities, feelings, and emotions. And then the journal prompt is to describe this future self in detail. What steps can you take now to move closer to this vision? Future self-projection. That is such a beautiful prompt to have for tonight, as it ties in to the creative play we've been touching on, and it also touches on the gratitude. And what we could do there is literally maybe just create a page from something we've done before. I think I'll go here. And what I'll do is I'll write a little bit. And of course, I'm going to use the Semic writing because I don't want all my wishes and dreams spilled and spelled out on camera. But any one of these blobs could also become something. And for me, many of the things I want in my life are tied to flowers, because flowers were one of those things I just didn't allow myself to have. And maybe we should start with that. So we've already got little starters here from that trace that we did on that page, and I've already extended it onto the opposite page in a previous sit-down session with myself. But I think for now, let's look at how we can see maybe another large flower in these shapes. Just carving out some petals here from the shapes that I can see. And we can do a little bit of a rough draft there. And get some of those ideas down. Maybe add a bit of depth in there. A little chunky golden leaf. And it doesn't matter if it's all wonky and skew and doesn't look like some other picture that you're following. We are creating whimsy and fun and something here that's actually going to free your mind and enable yourself to free your mind. You certainly don't start tightening up. You actually loosen up even more. So I'm going to use that prompt and start writing in the background of this page and just future project a little bit about what I want, who I want with me, what I want in it, how I want it to play out, and just let it all out. Let it release, let it play on the page, and let it shine through in the most playful, creative way without any outcome or designated destination. Just enjoying the journey of creative play. Now you can't see my face now, but I am smiling about this future projection and what I have planned for the things I want to accomplish and the places I want to go and all of those wishes, hopes, and dreams. And that's what your sketchbook journals are for, to be creative, to be playful, and to use your imagination to take you off to far away places. Now, maybe I'll enhance these flowers. I've already put some white on there, but I don't have my white with me now. So I'm just going to use some of the color I do have here and pull those in just to continue this creative playful thing I've started today and make use of this time to just release, let go, and relax. Watercolor on top of that gold is giving me a nice push and pull effect. Let me show you close by. I'm going to let that dry and see what comes of it without fiddling too much. Just some more color on those edges. All right. Let that work on its own. You know what I like the most about watercolors is that it doesn't matter how much we control it. It simply does its own thing. And it's that freedom watercolor gives us that has sparked every creative thing I've done in the past couple of years, because I always wanted to loosen up a little bit more. It felt like I was so restricted in the way I was thinking, in the way I was acting, and that watercolor really helped me to free up some of that rigid stress that was stuck inside of me. And I'm really glad I could tap into a tool like watercolors to almost rid myself of that tension and lightness that I was feeling. From time to time, that still comes around and sort of just reminds me that it used to be part of my life, but the emphasis is used to be. And I don't let that hinder me anymore. And I simply acknowledge it and then move on to whatever I need to do. So those colors I don't want there, so I'm going to lift them out with tissue paper. And again, that versatility of watercolor is something we can never get enough of. It will keep on showing you new and interesting things you could do with it, and always evolve into something interesting, pretty, and also unexpected. And if you can let your life be a little bit mysterious like that, then I'm sure life will surprise you with some amazing things that you could never think of yourself. Have you found something like that happen to you from time to time? Or do you wish for that to happen to you from time to time? Well, I think we could let go a little bit and let life show us the way to feel so much more freer than we think we are. So I've got a couple of ideas already roaming in my mind and helping me think about what to do next, or how to maybe tackle the thing I want to do. And yes, this relaxation session and the prompt has helped me to figure that out. So I do hope you'll get yourself in line with whatever you need and whatever you want by downloading that prompt list with the 30 days of self-mastery and transformation. And as you could hear, those first 5 days have been quite eventful and interesting as well. So maybe you could make your days just as eventful. And remember, it doesn't have to take a long, long time. It can be quick 20-minute sessions in your sketchbook journal, and that alone will already open up doors for you. So we have about 10 minutes to go. I haven't seen any new questions, and I've also not gone back and gathered questions this month because I just wanted to focus on the new download and what we could possibly do in our journals as gratitude practices and creative, expressive things to help us on our journey of self-mastery. I had to take a sip of my coffee because it was getting a bit cold. I don't want to close that page completely. Oh, and I wish you could be here to see how that little gold sparkle that was on the page, how that's actually playing with that little bit of green I put down there. It's really those surprises, even that indigo with the lime green turned out beautifully. Now I think I saw a stray coloring pencil here on the table. It's a dark green, but that's all right. Let's add some accent depth with this coloring pencil, just to unwind those last couple of minutes. And when this is completely dry, I could even go to other pages as well. But I think for now, I'll just let the last couple of minutes run its course and fiddle a little bit with this. What color is it? Well, it doesn't say a name of a color, it just has a number, but it is water soluble. But I'm not going to let it dissolve on this page. I just want to add a little bit of depth here and there, sort of to make the flowers pop a little bit. So, what are you dreaming of? What are you looking forward to create in the next couple of weeks? And how are you thinking about getting there or doing that with the resources you already have? It's always an interesting question, as I've noticed that not everybody feels they have enough resources to start anything, let alone start anything big. So even if you're still in dream mode and you have a piece of paper lying around, or you have a journal with an empty page, I want to urge you to start daydreaming on that page. Start thinking about what you want, who you want to do it with, where that thing is, and how you could bring some of those ideas into your life right from where you are today. All right. I was a little bit skeptical about this green, but I'm starting to like it a lot. Right now, you might think that this is a very easy and time-wasting exercise, but I can promise you, if you spend a few minutes every day working on one of those prompts, you are definitely going to move the needle forward, especially in terms of what's going on in your mind and how you're going to unlock that to get yourself to the next phase. And as always, I want to remind you to do the difficult things first. These sketchbook practices are a way for you to break free and break away from the everyday things you do. But there are important things, more important things, that you could tackle with a relaxed mind. Now, whether you have your morning practices, your magic mornings, like I call them, to lay out your day, and then have a relaxation time at the almost bedtime mark to get your mind to unwind and unpack the things that happened for the day. Both of those exercises are wonderful, but you need to remember to do some of those hard, very difficult things along the lines so that you can reach the successes and the goals you've set out for yourself. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm preaching to you, but the only way things started working for me was when I started doing those very, very hard tasks that were sometimes difficult to start compared to this, which feels so much easier to start. And, we could almost get ourselves in a knot trying to figure things out, but that's only because your brain is in stress mode and therefore cannot think straight. So a little bit of a creative practice helps to move those ideas and those things that are mauling in your head, but don't forget to do those hard things as well. Those are the things that help you get to where you want to be, and they also build on each other so that you can have more successes. We don't stop at just one great thing. We keep on growing and evolving and becoming better and better than we were yesterday, not comparing ourselves to anyone else, but only to the capabilities and capacity we have and what we are capable of doing. All right, I'll give you a little bit of a close-up of the book. There we go. So, have a good rest of the month and share your pictures. Enjoy the Self-Mastery membership. And remember to read the blog articles, share ideas, interact with each other in the Sketchbook Journal group, and have fun. Have creative, playful fun as often as you can so that you can enter and be part of all those big things you want to do in life without the stress being dragged along with it all. All right. Here we are, and another beautiful session has come to an end. And I just wanted you to remember that whatever you create in your sketchbook journal is such a personal freedom, because you can mess up every single page and close the book and open a new page tomorrow and start fresh. You could even paint over everything or stick a picture over whatever you created. But I want you to not be harsh on yourself, rather be kind and gentle, because we are all learning. And it doesn't matter if you have a whole book filled with color, shapes, or collage, or whatever, as long as you have had time to unwind and unlock your mind. And if a sketchbook journal isn't your thing, then maybe the 20 other things I have for you might be. I'm only joking. What I meant to say was, if you have the Powerful Floral Remedies coloring book, why not take 15 minutes a day and play in that? Now, I wanted to show you, but mine is right there where my pencils are, and I'm not going to get up now to get it. Maybe I should. Okay, give me a second. Quickly. So the Powerful Floral Remedies for Modern Lifestyles is a book of inspiration from the floral realms that help you almost find a way to connect to a message that that specific flower might have for you. And recently, I finished this page as I wrote a little secret message there in Asemic writing. And yes, there are lots of beautiful flowers in here to experiment with. And you can choose your favorite. You can choose someone's favorite and color that in with them, or simply spend time alone with yourself. All right, that's it from me for this gratitude catch-up session, and I hope to see you next month. And if you want more, there's always the Self-Mastery membership for creatives, where you can join in and experience creativity and self-mastery on a whole new level. Okay, I'll see you soon, and remember to download that PDF free for anyone, and I'd love for you to have that by your side as a companion to get through the next month. All right, bye for now.